Kornhaber points to two moments in Monsieur Verdoux where Chaplin's established technique persists. She states that these are some of the most ingenious instances of composition that Chaplin would put on film, and small masterpieces of simultaneity and overlapping realities. Verdoux's telephone seduction is one such moment. Here, Chaplin employs a diegetic approximation of the split-screen technique, almost a parody of that technique. The obvious focus of the narrative, Verdoux, is put in a jarringly subordinate position, and our focus is drawn to the minor character of the flower shop girl. We watch her reactionary surprise and her arousal as she listens to Verdoux's passionate telephone seduction. Kornhaber explains that much like the masseuse in Woman of Paris, she serves as stand-in for the reactions we cannot see on the other end of the telephone call. Kornhaber also points to how this serves as an example of a narrative unexplored, happening simultaneously apart from Verdoux's narrative, serving to once again emphasize the concisions and exclusions that narrative is always prone to. Excuse me. The second sequence of note is indicative of classic Chaplin simultaneity, and in fact, as Kornhaber explains, can be seen as a dramatization of the very process of narrative selection and emphasis itself. It is in this scene, near the end of the film, leading up to Verdoux's decision to surrender to the authorities, beginning with a simultaneity of Lena and Verdoux's realities, in which Verdoux's casual gaze becomes a death stare to Lena. His harmless little trip causes her to jump. Two realities, or two perceptions of reality, existing together, in ignorance of one another, each person experiencing the same moments in a completely different way. Then, when Verdoux makes the decision to surrender, we get one of the most elaborate explorations of simultaneity in Chaplin's career.
Something I shall never forget.
The protagonist becomes an extra, and the extras become protagonists, as Verdoux is pushed into the crowd and blends in with it, emphasizing the thin line between the main story and the countless other stories occurring in the world at the same time. The realities of Verdoux, Lena, and the detectives only finally converge into one reality at the end, when Verdoux is finally identified.
Thank you. Ah! There he is! That's him! Ah!
Henri Verdoux?
At your service.
Until this point, the characters in the scene were largely unaware of each other. No idea of all the different realities and perceptions and stories going on all around them. So caught up in doing their own thing.
So, do you guys agree that these are some of the most compositionally ingenious and masterpiece depictions of a simultaneous reality that Chaplin had ever put on film? Why or why not? What do you think?